jail on the charge of animal abuse after Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control got a complaint from a dog breeder. The breeder also told officers he had video of the abuse. Steve King's live in Loxahatchee with new developments about this arrest. Steve?
Todd, well, the woman accused of animal cruelty, 21-year-old Blessing Knighten, says that she was doing what her former employer instructed her to do. Her former employer tells me that he was making all of that up, and that when he found out that she was abusing dogs on the job, he fired her and then gave video to authorities. Now, we have some of that video, and it is disturbing to watch. Some other videos show instances where the dog has its neck tied
no
to
way
a
of
pole
knowing
on its
their
hind
experience,
legs. You can see
verifiable
the
experience, their minimum knowledge of learning theory, canine behavior, psychology. You know, nothing is ensuring you of that. You are going strictly by what that person says. They have nothing that verifies, that certifies that they are qualified. They could be lying about everything that they do. You don't know.
I spoke with her earlier.
You are
part of what she had to
strictly
say.
taking their word. And that's a very confusing place to be. And that is why we have such a wide variance in standards. Now,
but again, the owner of the company says he fired her and that she did not
quit. It is
quit.
definitely more the balanced, quote-unquote, trainers who have a problem with regulation. And I will tell you,
I don't know what he's definitely
Max! No, bad dog! Bad. I'm so sorry. I just rescued him from a shelter. He seems to get really aggressive towards people with darker color skin. I'm sieve towards people with darker color skin. I'm sieve towards people with darker color skin. I'm sieve towards people with darker color skin. I'm so sorry.
We spoke to Nathan in May. Would you say that you're racist?
Not at all. No. Look at my dog. He's as black as can be.
Say thank you. Say thank you. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you.
Is that a German Shepherd? German Shepherds, you just RNG racist ones?
Oh, God.
And I'm
This racist rant, recorded by Stanley Gonzalez Sunday, is nothing less than shocking.
Mexican nasty turd.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day. God bless you.
Turd.
God bless you.
Turd nasty Mexican turd.
God bless you, lady.
The exchange started when Stanley noticed this woman making abrasive remarks to a Latino man out walking his dog.
She turned around and then she just started screaming racial slurs, you know, like, oh, your dog looks like you know, a Mexican dog.
live from our studio here at Carter Family Dog Training, the Drama Dog Show. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be social media, dog training, and what pressures are there causing dog trainers to do things. We got 3 dog trainers we are going to feature in this series, and one is going to be the dog daddy, of course. You guys love the dog daddy. And the other one is going to be Garrett Wing of American Standard Dog Training. And he has a dog training company. He's over 1 million followers, and we're going to follow what drama Garrett has got himself into today. And then finally, our feature of the whole entire broadcast is Miss Blessing Knighten. She is a dog trainer down in Florida as well. And what are y'all doing down in Florida with these dogs? Anyway, let's get right into it, and we'll start with Garrett.
Last name of American Standard Dog Training, and his video titled Addressing the BS. So there are allegations against him, apparently that he had punched a dog in the head. I think that would be better. I mean, I'm not in support of it, but I think it would be better than what he actually did. Which we'll see. It's all the same. It's all abuse in my book. So he's just trying to gaslight everybody and paint it in a certain way that the owners loved their dog, and even though the owner caused the dog, and yes, I say caused the dog to bite them twice because they were trying to deal with the dog the best they could, in his words, to stop resource guarding. This dog is 3 years old, about 90-pound German Shepherd named Ace, and it's been in 3...
Going back, I mean, I don't know. We're going to have to go to Carter in the field and see what he thinks about what all this is going on with Garrett. And then we'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. I don't know, Rodriguez. Give me 1 second. Yep. Okay, I can hear you now. Alright, so apparently this guy, Garrett Wing, he is a dog trainer with American Standard Dog Training company or something down in Florida, and he's being accused of animal abuse. I guess the TikTok community is coming for him because he apparently choked the dog out with a prong collar, and now he is defending himself in these videos right there. So back to you, Rodriguez. Carter.
All right, so you guys heard what Carter had to say in the field. I agree with him 100%. This could be handled better, but let's dive back into it and see what's really going on.
3 different homes. So apparently the breeder reached out to this guy personally, and said, "Hey, I don't know who else can help," because apparently they don't think of anybody force free. So tells you a whole lot about who how the breeder thinks and raises dogs. Anyway, they reached out to him and said, if you can't help him, I don't know who can. This dog's gonna die, blah blah blah. So it's another one of those, oh, Garrett's saving this dog, and in the name of abuse, he's saving the dog. But okay, this is just my opinion. All the footage that I'm going to be using here is being used under Fair Use Act for education, criticism, trying to be transparent, give a voice to the dog, give an educated opinion, give an opinion from common sense. This guy here is not educated. If he is not showing any education from anywhere in the last recent, I'll even give him 20 years. The way he trains is, his business name is American Standard Dog Training. The way he trains might have been the standard for American dog training in the 40s or the 50s. 70 or 80 years ago. Not 18, 80 years ago, 70 years ago. A lot has changed, even in the past 10 years, 12 years that I've owned my Shiba, and, that I went to school and all that, that's still changing. So there's no excuse for this. Absolutely no excuse. It is arrogance, it is ignorance, it is ego, pride, greed, wrath, whatever, It is just mommy issues, personal issues, whatever it is that he...
Wing, I am the owner and founder of American Standard Dog Training and DIYcanine.com. Now, what brings me here today is to discuss a very serious matter that's going to take some time to explain, but serious allegation against me and my business in regards to me being abusive to a dog, and specifically that I am alleged to have punched a dog in the head. Now, I know that this may come as a shock to many of you, but we are going to dog bite.
Yeah.
What is your thought? You go, that's a solid 8 out of 10.
Sure.
So he cannot act that way.
Right, absolutely not.
Now, it's the same. His trigger is just a dominance thing. Don't touch me. You don't. I don't know you like that, but he doesn't need to be like that.
Right.
He's like that because he can be like that because no one's telling him not
right.
to. Now understand, no doesn't mean no to him. It's nothing.
Right.
All right. If a little kid picked up a rock and threw it at me and hit me in the face with it,
yeah.
Johnny, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean nothing.
You can start with that.
Yeah.
But if Johnny picks up another rock and thinks about throwing it, Johnny's going to get his ass whooped.
Right.
It's as simple as that. Okay? Dogs don't understand timeout. And I don't give, and you can bleep this if you want, I don't give two history. I don't care if he was abused or neglected. We're in the here and now.
Right.
Trust me when I tell you, he's not thinking about, woe is me, and I had a rough life. He didn't have a rough life. He's fine. Right. He's acting like this because no one set him straight yet. Right. That's all. It's because no one set him straight yet. Right. That's all. This type of behavior is absolutely unacceptable.
Absolutely, 100%.
Right? So, and for those bleeding hearts at home or anyone that's concerned, like, oh, you're going to be hard on him. Well, this is the option. You're either hard as hell on him and get him back under control so he can live a normal life, or you're not going to be able to take him anywhere. He's got to be locked up when people come over. He's got to wear a muzzle, because that's 3 bites right there.
Easily.
That's not, there ain't no question about it. That's 3 bites. So if he's not wearing the muzzle, that'd have been me getting tagged.
Easily.
Yeah. So the problem is, I don't think you're prepared or ready or able, and it's no fault of yours. No one's shown you how to correct that behavior.
Right.
Because that is just, there's no other question for it. Unacceptable. All right? Unacceptable behavior. And so I'm trying to think, what would be worse than that for him to do?
God, I don't know.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's
so
about as bad as it gets.
On a scale of 1 to 10, if he just wants to bite people for the sake of biting them, if that's a level 10, what kind of correction do you think he needs for that?
A level 10
The biggest
correction
you can give him. That's, it's fair.
Refuses to change and learn. But with dogs, until it becomes a standard in society, or you need licensing, or they outlaw certain types of training, you could ever get this across. Just abuse animals, but don't you do it, because he doesn't want to be sued. So he's saying, I'm saying don't do this, but I'll do it.
Do for extra aggressive dogs. So this is when, if he wants to wild out.
Jesus. So the dog's just leaning over there, and the owner just jerks him back.
She's gonna go after anybody, we ain't gonna get anything. Okay?
So here he's trying to touch him. The dog goes to snap in a muzzle. Owner tightens up, and then now, if you want to turn off or go forward about 20 seconds or so, Mr. I'm gonna do Garrett.
So, my job's to protect you, see? Right. All right.
Like that.
That's right. So,
gotcha.
And now there's a little bit of spinning, dancing game that we have to be concerned with. Yeah, see how he's stepping to me?
No,
exactly. Yeah, so what we might call that is big correction for small infraction. All right, so what I'm asking for you is an overcorrection. We gotta take up some lost ground here, man. He's gotten away with murder.
Yeah. I gotcha.
So, but we're practicing, what's the name on it? Basically, we have 2 lines, right? He's kind of back-tied from you to me.
Right.
He can't come at me because you got him. He won't come at you because so we're trusting each other here, okay?
Yeah, I gotcha.
This is what we do for extra aggressive dogs. Sometimes we might have this hooked up to a fence post or something.
Yeah.
So back tie.
Gotcha.
All right, and now I could actually potentially give a double correction.
Right.
You pop him that way, I pop him this way.
Yeah, gotcha.
I don't think he's going to be that hard. I'm just very interested.
But if he comes at you, I got to come in to come out.
Yeah, I mean, you could always pull him away from me first, and then deliver what you need to deliver.
But it's not as.
It doesn't matter. You're in the realm of, you're in that 1 to 3 second window all day. All right. First rule is don't let, listen, we don't try not to get bit.
Not get bit.
All right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and if things get really bad, now watch what happens. You will take step away from me. Now who's he going to get? Can't get you, can't get me. And you can deliver corrections.
All right, gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
So this is when, if he wants to wild out and think. If he's going to go after anybody, well, he ain't going to get anybody.
Right.
Okay? All right? So you're here to protect me, I'm here to protect you. And I want to see if you can handle it. Now, if you can, then I will.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be interesting. What I was going to ask you to do is put him into a down.
Okay. Okay.
There you go. Like that. You understand?
Yeah, hard. Okay, you're much harder than I do, but yeah.
Like that. You understand?
Yeah, hard. Okay, you're much harder than I do, but yeah. Gotcha.
So there's something called spatial pressure. That's Cesar Millan's favorite trick. It's called, all right, let's put it this way. You remember that, the guy from Game of Thrones, what they call the dude, the big dude?
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name?
Meet
If
Garrett
he was walking
Wheat.
down the street here.
He's the owner and founder of American Standard Training.
Yeah, right.
This company is circulation of decades of personal experience living and working with the police canines. Garrett also says in this that he has over 30 years of working with major police canines, which I don't just say he doesn't. He probably does. But let's get back to Garrett. Before posting that video, he was trying to desensitize the public to the harsh training that trainers do, or some like him do, when they're working with hard dogs. His language could have been a little bit better, but that was the ending result of Garrett's fluid training method in that type of way in the public side.
Going to give 5 extremely harsh leash corrections. So go ahead and skip to this timestamp now.
Like that.
That was the dog vocalizing.
Okay. Here you go. Like that. And I'm not mad at it.
And there was a cut. All right, welcome back. Shortly after that, whatever you missed was he went very harshly down. The dog vocalized multiple times, not a yelp, but a whimper from a closed mouth. I mean, I am just speechless. He stands by it. He says it in his own words. And then he has the audacity to say, I'm not mad at him, but that's all you are. He took it personally. The dog would try to bite him because he was touching them on the flank. This man is dangerous. As dangerous as Dog Daddy. Maybe more, because he tries to hide it through a blurred picture. He should be in prison, in my opinion, just like Dog Daddy.
It looks like that Garrett has some issues with what's going on in the dog community with his training methods. A lot of people don't seem to be happy with him, the way he's doing things, and they are calling him old school. So at this point in time, he's yet to be the same, but the balanced dog training community versus the pure positives on the left, they're coming to a ultimate hold with prong collars and e-collars, and I think that's sad. If it's overused, any tool can be overused. It doesn't have to be the trainer. It can be an individual. Anybody can abuse a tool. So it's not the tool, it's the person using it. So we'll see where this goes in the dog training community, but there is a controversial outburst now saying that Garrett Wing did abuse a dog during one of his sessions, and the owner was right there, and maybe because the owner didn't know if this is true, if these are still allegations, none of these have been confirmed, but if this is true, the owner was there, shame on the owner, again.
All right, guys, so there it is. You know, Carter's had his say, and I've had my say, and you guys saw the evidence of the person presenting it, and her information, social pages are in the link if you want to go follow her or see what she has to say more about Garrett. Moving on to our next was going to be the Dog Daddy. Yes, the Dog Daddy. Let's go to Carter and Phil and see what's going on with the Dog Daddy.
Y'all got a mailbox? So the Dog Daddy, getting back to you, is being accused of some serious allegations of overusing force on dogs and flooding them with fear to train them. Apparently he has over a couple million viewers or something, so apparently there's a lot of people that like his techniques. And this is a behavioralist, and he's going over his techniques to show everybody what the Dog Daddy really does. So, you know, let's finish watching the video and before we make any conclusions and get the back to it. And yeah, so cool. And y'all gonna have my package in here? Yeah, make sure you get my package in. Alright, so are we done recording? Are we still recording? Back to you, Rod.
All right, so that's what Carter had to say about the Dog Daddy. Let's go ahead and dive into this video and see what this behaviorist thinks about the Dog Daddy's training techniques.
This way and are trained in this way. I'm Dr. Ryan, a veterinarian and a veterinary behavior residency graduate. And yes, I know how to train dogs like this one without using punishment and scaring them, as you will see in a second. I worked with hundreds of dogs like this, and you can change them without using these techniques.
It's me telling you what to do from a distance, and you cannot control her. So I'm gonna take over the leash to get her under control first, and then I'm gonna show you what to do.
So we have a dog here that's barking and lunging toward the trainer. Now you should know that this dog can easily get away from the lady that's holding him. So the fact that he's not, even though he is pulling, shows us something.
Hold on very close to her collar. Okay. And what are you gonna just pass me the other end of the leash? Okay. Let her go.
So this is very extreme. He takes the leash and the dog jumps on him. I do believe that if the dog wasn't wearing a muzzle, he might have beaten the guy. Notice is that the dog is wearing a regular collar, as far as I can see, at this point. You see how the dog is crouched down, pulling away from the guy, not lunging at him anymore, not barking, almost not barking, not trying to bite him, and he's shushing him? Does he think that that calms the dog down? He's also making direct eye contact with the dog, like staring the dog down. And everything that the dog is showing are signs of fear, of extreme fear.
All right, hold on. All right, just in, Gar, I'm getting on. Okay, so we have it. So in the park, a extremely aggressive Belgian Malinois was snatched by a young woman fitting this description. So this just happened. It's coming in on the radio. The police are going crazy looking for it. They say the dog might have rabies. We don't know where it could possibly be at this point in time. So we're going to keep you tuned, and now we're going to go back to the dog daddy doing some training with an aggressive dog. Yeah, it sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's like...
This is so sad. The dog is whining in fear. This big, vicious dog that was barking and lunging a second ago is whining in fear. The guy didn't even hurt him physically. All the dog wants to do is to get away from the guy. And what is he doing? He's touching him. The dog is looking away in fear, looking at his owner like, help me.
She's very fear aggressive, you know, but...
So he understands. He understands that it's fear aggression.
But of course she's dangerous when she's in that state of mind.
Yeah, it is dangerous in that state of mind. A dog that's afraid of someone or something will do whatever he needs to do in order to get away.
We have to show her that when someone comes in and pets her, nothing bad is gonna happen.
Okay, I agree. This is what we need to do. We need to show her that when someone comes, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But do you think, I mean, you that are watching this video right now, do you think that if you were afraid of something, let's say you're afraid of cockroaches, and all I do is to force you to touch cockroaches, would that make you feel better? Would that make you feel less afraid of cockroaches? No, definitely not. So what's the difference between cockroaches and people? I mean, gladly there are a lot of differences between people and cockroaches, but...
Crying for help when I got the leash, you know?
She was crying for help when he got the leash. Again, I really don't understand it. This guy reads the dog's body language, he hears the dog, he knows this is all due to fear. So why does this guy continue to forces this fearful stimulus on the dog?
But before that, you're not telling her that, she feels like she needs to be defensive, she needs to protect herself. She puts so much effort into that because she really believes that's what she needs to do, and because of her breed and her personality, she really puts up a strong fight.
She needs to protect herself. Yes, she does. She feels like she needs to protect herself. Now continue watching the dog's body language, even at this point, even when he's holding her and she's not trying to bite him anymore. See how her ears are down, how her tail is either very low or she's wagging it in a low or kind of straight angle, slowly, without moving her butt, so it's not a happy wag. And you see kind of like how she looks at him for a second and kind of looks away, or maybe even looking at him to kind of like try to see what he's gonna do next. All of these are signs of fear.
It's gonna take a few repetitions, of course, because it's like a year and a half of, you know, being afraid. Come.
A few repetitions, so he's gonna do it more than once. Again, you're afraid of cockroaches. I'm not gonna only throw a cockroach on you once, I'm gonna do it over and over and over again. What do you think is gonna happen next?
No. So every time there's any type of like barking, she's trying to scare me away from her. And I need to tell her, nope, that doesn't work. Okay. And then once she stops, I'm like, okay, see, I'm your friend. There's no corrections.
There's no corrections? He just tagged...
I don't know. It's pretty clear. The behaviorist is on to something here. I don't know, Dog Daddy. We might have to double back a little bit. Let's go to Carter's.
On the leash, he keeps doing that ch ch. A correction doesn't mean you kick the dog. A correction doesn't mean you scream at the dog. Anything that you do to scare the dog, like those ch or like tagging on the leash, these are corrections, and they are not a lot different from screaming at the dog. Especially when the dog is already afraid, and you'll see how the dog looks at the guy with fear, with sheer terror in her eyes. It's so sad.
Come, we're gonna befriend her. Good girl. Good. It's okay.
I like it how he corrects her and then says it's okay and goes to pet her. Shh, and then pets her. That's so confusing. Even I'm confused and I'm not afraid.
I am using this video to demonstrate why I approach these aggressive dogs and reactive dogs that I work with in the manner in which I do. As you guys can see, the dog is extremely reactive in the beginning of the video, ready to bite. This dog was double muzzled. That means the dog had 2 muzzles on. The owner has no control over the dog.
Okay, I couldn't see if the dog was actually double muzzled, although even if she was, that's kind of dumb. You don't need to double muzzle dog. If you have a nice muzzle that's fitted correctly, all you need is one. And it's not a bad thing to use a muzzle when you need to use a muzzle for safety reason, to make everyone feel comfortable. But of course, you also need to address the problem that's causing the dog to be aggressive. But you think that this guy might be very brave, right? He took the muzzle off. Did you notice that now the dog is not wearing the collar that she was wearing before? Now she's wearing a prong collar. For those of you who don't know what a prong collar is, it's kind of like a choke collar, but they added some spikes on the inside to make it even. Keep looking at the dog, okay? I mean, don't listen to me for a second. Don't have me tell you what I think about this dog body posture. Please look, and you can write in the comments what you think the dog is showing.
I hope this video helps explain why my training approach is so direct and why it may look a little intense at times.
It doesn't look intense, it just looks bad. Now this trainer has millions of followers, but that doesn't make him right. It just makes him a good YouTuber. And that's actually the reason that my YouTube exists, because I want to teach people the right ways. So I would really appreciate if you subscribe and like this video, and if you want to share it with your friends or people that you know that go to trainers that do this.
The dog daddy gets it figured out. I think that he knows what he wants to do, but I don't think that it's being executed in the right way. This could come back to haunt him down the road with dog training, because dog training is evolving, it's an evolution, and it seems more of a hardcore flooding of dogs to me in a short period of time. And the owners, because they see a change in behavior, they think the dog's fixed, and the dog has just moved into another scared behavior issue. So hopefully he gets this figured out, and he gets with some more professional trainers, and they teach him some leash, positive leash work and everything, so that his videos can be a lot better. But until the me seen, there'll be more dogs that have been abused by the dog daddy.
Right, I totally agree. Definitely agree. Well, so that was Carter Neville. We totally agree with his assessment of the dog daddy and everything. And we're going to shoot back over.
After Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control got a complaint from a dog breeder. The breeder also told officers he had video of the abuse. Steve King's live in Waxahachie with new developments about this arrest. Steve?
Todd, well, the woman accused of animal cruelty, 21-year-old Blessing Knighten, says that she was doing what her former employer instructed her to do. Her former employer tells me that she's making all of that up, and that when he found out that she was abusing dogs on the job, he fired her and then gave video to authorities. Now, we have some of that video, and it is disturbing to watch. Some other videos show instances where the dog has its neck tied to a pole up on its hind legs, and you can see Knighten hitting the dog as well. And the alleged abuse took place from late January and into February. Knighten told investigators that she was instructed to treat the dogs this way by the company that hired her, Fine Line Family Canine in Waxahachie. She also said the dogs were not fed enough and that the owner of the company was blackmailing her. Now, the owner of Fine Line Family Canine says Knighten made all of that up to retaliate against him for reporting her for animal abuse and sharing the videos with authorities. Knighten was arrested yesterday and is out on bond. I spoke with her earlier. Here's part of what she had to say.
I'm not excusing myself. Like, there's a reason I left, because I was like, I shouldn't have done this. So I'm not excusing myself, but it's just important they don't see him as a hero.
But again, the owner of the company says he fired her and that she did not quit. He says in part, quote, "My dogs are the victims. Her actions were shocking and led to her immediate termination. Fine Line denies any wrongdoing, and the felony charges against her demonstrate the conclusion reached by Animal Care and Control." Now, right now, the conditions of the dogs that were abused are unknown. Reporting live in Loxahatchee, Steve King, WPBF 25.
Excusing myself. Like, there's a reason I left, because I was like, I shouldn't have done this. So I'm not excusing myself, but it's just important they don't see him as a hero.
Charged with 5 counts of animal cruelty. For hanging a dog to the point it starts thrashing to get air, and then proceeds to strike the dog. Dog is now noticeably limping and shut down, but still being dragged around and overly corrected.
This comment. So good morning, everybody. I love this comment. I agree with this comment. So I wanted to do a video because I have a lot to say about it. So again, first of all, I agree. I know many
of animal cruelty out of Loxahatchee tonight.
A dog trainer is behind bars facing criminal charges.
Yeah, police say the 21-year-old Blessing Knighten was recently fired from her job after she was caught by surveillance cameras abusing the very dogs she was supposed to be training.
The owner says she was hanging dogs with a leash. CBS 12's Katie Benty joins us live in Palm Beach County with more details. Katie?
Hey guys, it happened at Fine Line Family Canine. Officers say the owner reached out to him last month after he fired 2 of his employees for accused animal abuse, and those allegations were caught on camera. Now we have to warn you, some of this footage may be difficult to watch.
Blessing Knighten seen here kicking, punching, and at some points even biting 2 German Shepherds.
Wow. Oh
my God. The former Fine Line's Family Canine employee has been arrested on 5 counts of animal cruelty.
What I saw was terrible. I think they should be prosecuted, honestly. Yeah.
And Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control has a zero-tolerance policy for animal abuse.
Animal cruelty has no place in our community, and we will see it prosecuted every time we can.
Another former employee seen here using a technique known as helicoptering. Dog owner Debbie Bruno says she can't imagine how she'd react if that were her dog, Chestnut.
You really want me to tell you what I do? Oh, no. He's my life partner. You know, I have to take care of him. They're defenseless.
CBS 12 spoke with Knighten over the phone. She claims her boss was blackmailing her with the videos. But dog owner Eduardo Vivas says that shouldn't matter.
This is a life. And even if it's an animal, it's still a life, and there has to be some respect for that.
Knighten was released on a $3,000 bond, and the other person seen in that security camera.
This comment. So good morning, everybody. I love this comment. I agree with this comment. So I wanted to do a video because I have a lot to say about it. So again, first of all, I agree. I know many phenomenal dog trainers who do not have certifications. And my post was actually not pro or con certification, although I am. But it was the post wasn't. The post was merely informing people that dog training is an unregulated industry. And I think we need to keep driving that point home to regular everyday dog owners, because people really don't realize that it's not. Because most people, when they look up or Google professional dog training and something pops up, anyone pops up, there is a certain level of assumption that that person is qualified to do so. And in an unregulated industry, there's no way of knowing that. In an unregulated industry, anybody can call themselves a dog trainer. You have no way of knowing their experience, verifiable experience, their minimum knowledge of learning theory, canine behavior, psychology. Nothing is ensuring you of that. You are going strictly by what that person says. They have nothing that verifies, that certifies that they are qualified. They could be lying about everything that they do. You don't know. You are strictly taking their word. And that's a very confusing place to be. And that is why we have such a wide variance in standards. Now, let me also emphasize this, because I think it is definitely more the balanced, quote unquote, trainers who have a problem with regulation. And I will tell you why. They have a fear that regulation means they won't be able to do the things they want to do. And that's not necessarily true, because I don't feel regulation has anything to do with ideology or training methods. It has to do with minimal qualifications, skill, hands-on experience, and knowledge. Those three things. And none of those things have anything to do with ideology. So I really wish that all trainers would want this industry to be regulated. Why would you not?
So just get the donuts, all right? I need the coffee and the donuts. Oh, okay, so we are back, and what happened is Blessing Knighten is actually a dog trainer with Fine Line Dog Training Company. I think I see something on TikTok with SKS or something like that to the effect, and she's saying that this is how the guy trained her to train the dogs. That's her rebuttal to abusing the dogs and the allegation that's been presented to the DA's office. So, I don't know. I mean, did the dog trainer show her that, and was he holding that over her head, per se, as some kind of coercion, or, so that's going to be up to them when they come up with that. Back to you, Carter. Yes, absolutely. These allegations are very serious against Blessing Knighten, and the things that we're hearing, I mean, of course they got to get proven, but just because you're certified doesn't always mean that you know what you're doing. And when you have someone who's uneducated about dog training, the problem is that dogs get hurt, and some dogs can get put down because they don't, they're not getting the education they need, per se, in my opinion, of learning what they need to learn so that they don't repeat it. So that is all I mean, we'll check with the statistics online and social media and see what they have to say about this, but it's not looking good for Blessing right now. Back to you, Rod.
So we hope you enjoyed watching the Drama Dog Talk Show. We'll feature some others next week. This is our first episode, guys. So again, if you guys are enjoying the features and the entertainment of dog training and what's going on in the dog world, that's what we're going to bring you. We're also going to be discussing a whole lot about family and dogs, the things that you don't talk about. Do people leave their dog in the house, in the room with them when they are intimate? Do they do that, right? There's some people that are gonna say, yes, I do that. And some people are gonna say, oh no, I would never do that. So we're gonna dive into all that stuff. I hope you're enjoying the channel. Subscribe, like, share, thumbs up. This is us, the Carter Family Dog Training Life. And ta-da, I'm the winner of
'cause I'm the king.